Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to a new video of me, Fuzzball40. If you are new around here, subscribe down below, like the video, all that good stuff. It's massively appreciated. Really helps us to continue our growth. As you know, we've already just hit 3k subs. We're pushing already on to 3.1 within a day, which is amazing. Again, if you want to watch me do any of this stuff live, click the link down below. Come and follow me on Twitch. We do it. We stream 6 days a week over there. And if you want to, you can subscribe to me for $4.99 a month or free if you've got Amazon Prime. You get access to my silver spreadsheet, which is basically the silver prices that we used last night. Everyone's making coins on that, selling them right now. We'll talk about that in a second. But you also get a weekly trading guide, promo trading guides. We've got an icon trading guide coming as well. As and when I sell icons, we'll be putting that onto the spreadsheet. But we're going to wait for the market to calm down a little bit. At the moment, it's very, very skittish. But last night, it was our big stream. We had, I think, over 130 in there at one point, which for me is great. Again, we've only been doing this for a few months, so to be hitting those numbers is incredible. But we've got loads of silver selling currently. We've still got that Maldini. I'm in no rush to sell him. The market is massively skittish. People just aren't buying at the moment. Everyone's just selling because everyone's panicking for tonight. We've still got the Marlins. No rush to sell these guys either. A little bit fodder at the end there. But so as you guys see, I dabble with a lot of different types of trading. But I do always say that it's good to master one of them. So this video is going to be about special cards and special card trading. You guys have been asking for that a lot, and I do dabble in special card trading. I do dabble in icon trading, but my bread and butter is silvers. In my opinion, like I always say, there is no more effective way to trade on this game. It requires graft. It requires like a lot of buying, a lot of selling, but the rewards are much higher than the investments you put in elsewhere. If you put 300k into an icon, you might get 20k back. You put 300k into silvers, you can get 200k back. It's that simple. But yeah, so either way, this video is about special cards. So it's good to have, in my opinion, one that you master and then ones that you can dabble in. If you get bored, trading can be boring. I'm not going to lie, trading can be boring. It's a lot easier to spend 80 quid on FIFA points and I hope you get something because the coins are just there. Then you just list up what you get and it's done. Do I think it's a good idea? Not at all. I hate the thought of FIFA points. It's not something I agree with, but those of you who do it, it's completely up to you. However, I've been sort of learning other parts of the markets and whatnot so that I can help my subs with sort of questions and stuff like that. To be fair, I knew a lot of the stuff anyway, and there was a way that I traded with specials, but this video is going to show you the two ways that I think. The first one's going to be the one I've shown you guys before. This was taught to me by Dan, also known as V273 on Twitch. He's a special card trader and he's really bloody good at it. I'll leave his link down below. He taught me this because what he did basically was started trading with hunters and shadows and special cards. It's a lot easier to sort of narrow down the market, and obviously hunters and shadows hold quite a lot of value. They're 11,000, 12,000 coins on the market, so cards with them on them tend to hold a higher value, but people that list them don't realise this. For this method, I would advise having a footprint up if you don't know your prices. Even I don't know what my price is yet, so I have it up to be sure. But what you want to do basically is you want to set your filters initially to this. So min price 10, max price 13, max buy now 15 million, special hunter. Either hunter or shadow is fine, but I'm going to show you hunter as the example. You then search. You want to then go to the 59th minute basically and just see what's on the market. Now, I'm doing this middle of the day, but an Xbox is very, very dead middle of the day. It always is. PS4 is even still quite quiet. But essentially what you want to do is you want to get to the 59th minute, and you can also go to like 3 days, because people obviously list for longer than that, like 4 days, 4 hours, whatever, like etc., and just go and see what these cards are selling for. They come up, hang on 2 seconds, go to the end, right, cool. Right, so as an example, I'll show you Casemiro. Because we go to that. I stick to 59th minute really, but you can do whatever you want, however you want to do it. But so 59th minute, this Casemiro comes out, let's say for example, and you go, what you want to do is you want to compare price on him. And you want to see what he's currently selling for on the market to know if it's a good deal or not. So at the moment, with the shadow on him, he's about 79. So he's all 60s there basically. 65 is actually quite a good deal on him. It's not the greatest deal in the world, but if you look at, like you want to look at really shadows and hunters, but you want to look if there's a hunter in there and see if you can pick him up basically to make profit on him. So if we keep clicking through, I don't know why this one hasn't been picked up yet. I might buy him. Do you know what? If he's still there, I don't think he will be, but if he's still there, I'm going to buy him. So there are none on the market at all for Casemiro with a hunter on him. The minimum he's selling for anyway is about 69, 70k we just saw there. With a shadow is about 72, but give or take. There's none with a hunter, so I'm going to chance on this guy. I'm going to list him for maybe 77 to start with and see what we get. We might not get that for him, but you never know. You never know what you get. And that's what you want to do. And then what you want to do is refresh and go again. Now, if you don't know the prices of them, Footbin's your best friend here. So let's say, for example, this Jovic was an example. What I would do is I flick over to Footbin. I would just check what your richest one to watch is. Now, I know this guy is used for coin transferring because I've seen people doing it. So he usually is inflated anyway. But, for example, your richest one to watch card is selling for currently, when it wants to load, 33,000. So you know chances are this ain't a good deal. The rule of thumb that I've been taught with this method is if the card is within sort of 1k of its Footbin price, it's usually a good buy. That's what I would do. Then if you get bored of that one, you can then move to Shadow and have a little look at Shadow and see what that is. I sort of fit between the two when I'm doing it and just keep sort of going backwards and forwards. But Shadow at the moment is absolutely dead. That's why I didn't show Shadow a minute ago. Like, look how dead this market is. But with Shadow, what you can do, with any of them to be fair, is change the method up and go, add this one in here, to 15 million to 12, and search. So the Fabinho there, which is nothing. 13,000. And that's Piliqueta. So realistically, Shadow's dead at the moment. There's not much there. That's a simplistic method to make coins immediately, right? You can just pick those cards up and sell them. However, you guys know I like trading with fluctuations more than anything, and that's what I do. So, in my opinion, the way that I like to special card trade, this is an incredible method, don't get me wrong, I use it all the time. But for you guys that are starting out new in special card, the way that I would be looking at it is maybe to start choosing a part of the market. In the same way that I teach you guys about learning part of the icon market and choosing icons that you want to work with, I do the same with these. So whether that be headliners, whether that be future stars cards, whether that be informs from specific leagues, specific positions, there are a lot of special cards out there. And trying to learn the market in all of them is difficult. Very, very difficult. Unless you've got a brain like V273, not many people are going to be able to do that. But don't get me wrong, you can. Eventually, over time, you'll be like, oh, I know I sold him. So, for example, I know what I sold Tagliafico headliner for the other day, and things like that. So, what I would start by doing if I were you is doing a bit of research and going, okay, cool. When a promo comes out, go over to Footbin, and let's say we go to Footbin's like main page, whatever you want to call it, home page. That's it. And I'm going to click on a Kone, and I'm going to go to the Future Stars cards, right? Future Stars 2. When it wants to load, right. So I'm looking now at all these Future Stars cards here, and I'm thinking, okay, cool, what's in my budget at the moment? Currently, I'm sat at 855k with literally about 5 million invested right now. But I'm going to start by looking at... Who do I want to look at initially? Let's look at the guy that I've been looking at a lot recently, Marlon, for example, right? So we'll get Marlon up. And what I'll start doing is getting an idea of what's happened to his price, where he's been, and then I'll start adding it to a database. I have a database of what his price has been, and when I know when he's up and when he's down, basically. So if I look at this as a daily graph, for example, as you can see, came down to 159 from when he first came into packs, right? So when he first came into packs, 251. Came down to 159. And in the last 24 hours, he's come down even further, which we expected. This is what I put out in the video the other day. He's at 149 currently, right? So he's sat at 149. What I want to do then is maybe just monitor his price for a few days, see if his price starts to climb. And if his price climbs into weekend league, which I expect it will do, climbs into weekend league, you go, okay, cool. So during weekend league, he comes up by about 20k. Then I'll look again towards next week and say, well, he's come down to where he was again. Last week he went up by 20k. I might buy into a few of these. I'm invested in it. Now, an example of this would be in the Future Stars 1's team. So let's look at, trying to think of a decent player from the Future Stars 1's team. Why have I mind blanked? Who can I get up from the Let's get up Felix and then I can look at the whole team. Look at the whole team from there. So shout out Felix. I don't know, the higher end of the market on these guys, I haven't seen sort of do the same drop off, but he might do. We'll have a little look, and if not, I'll look at someone else. So he's pretty much, he sort of went up a little bit into weekend league, but not like incredible amounts. Show you Future Stars, the team, and what happened to him last week. I'm trying to think of the guys that I looked at last week that definitely went up. Pretty sure Dominguez did. Pretty sure, did Martin, I think Martinelli kept coming down because he was too expensive. Emerson. Look at those two for now. So Dominguez, an example. When it wants to load. Football's been horrendous recently. It's been so bad. There you go, right. So, when he first goes into packs, 468, comes down, steadily comes down, until the Thursday where he hit 316, alright? Then into weekend league, comes up to 344. During his week, comes down to 330, back up again. So I can start to monitor this and say, well, actually, the fluctuations in him recently haven't been that big. I think this is his price, 344. 340. So if I think, okay, cool, it's 340. This is the average sell price, remember. If I go and pick up some of these guys, some of him, like 340 means you need to be picking him up at 323 maximum to break even on. So if I've seen him on the market and I see someone undercut him, I think actually a 320 is a good price, whatever price it is there. He's someone I can look at. I look at that and think, is there enough profit in me there for me to care? Not massively, but you never know. Emerson is the one that I'm pretty sure that it has had the biggest fluctuation. He's had a gigantic fluctuation. So as an example, he started off at 162. Then into Weekend League got down to 132 and then climbed again up to 158. And since then, he has steadily climbed. And the average sell price at the moment is 181, all right? I want to now see with him what happens to him over the course of the next few days. I want to see if after Weekend League, that 181, does that come down to 150? And I go, okay, cool. Do I buy in then? If I think 150, he was at 132, for example. Okay, he's at 132, that's great. If he comes down to 150 and I'm thinking 180, once I sell him at 180, if I can then sell him at even at 170 next week, it's 10k profit a card. And that's how I prefer to work with special cards in terms of the fluctuations and knowing what to do. If you can master fluctuations like I've been doing with silvers, that's where you pick up your price. So my advice to you would be to choose a part of the market that you like. One that you think, well, I like to trade with these guys. Maybe you bought an Emerson and you were like, well, actually, wow, he rose up in price massively. It shows you that the fluctuation was there. Then you want to go, okay, cool, let me monitor him for a week. Don't just dive into special card trading. The one way that you can dive in, though, is the first method. The first method, you can go on there, check the price on Footbin, buy him, sell him. Easy as that. It's not difficult at all, I promise you. You've just got to check Footbin. The problem is if you're slow on that, you'll be missing out on deals. My boys that were trying to do it were just like, because they didn't know the prices, they were like, people are just constantly outbidding me, outbuying on me. I go and check the price, by the time I come back, it's gone. For me, if you can get some market knowledge before you start doing it, you're onto a winner straight away. But then you want to get a graph maybe, or you want to get a database and say, okay, cool, on this day he was selling for this price. But realistically, Footbin does a lot of the averages for you. And the averages are relatively decent to work out what you can buy and what you can sell for. This weekend, I'm going to look at Emerson and think, okay, cool, does he come down on Sunday, Monday? If on Sunday, Monday we see him drop down to 160, I'm like, well, that's really cheap because he was at 180 earlier the weekend. If he gets down to 150, even lower than that, then I'm like, this is when I need to buy into him. And that's 100% something that I like. The final thing I want to talk to you about with special card trading inherently is link investing. Now, I've seen people complain about link investing and being like, it's like, it's this, it's that. One thing it is risky, okay? It is risky. However, for example, when 6 o'clock hits tonight and you guys are sitting there watching whatever that is going to come out, if those cards that are rumoured to be boosted winter 1 to watch upgrades cards come out, we don't know if that's what it's going to be, but that's what it's rumoured. If those cards come out and there's desirable cards in there, the special cards attached to those cards will go up in value if they're desirable cards. As an example, when Marcelo's Team of the Year flashback card came out, Rafael Varane, even his base gold card, but his informed as well, all shot up in value. I think the jump was a good 20% at least that he shot up in. And if you buy into that hype there with special cards, you can make a huge amount of coins. Another massive example of that was Winston McKennie. I do want to just show you that actually. When Winston McKennie came out as an SBC, very good value SBC, very, very good card by all accounts. And the thing about Winston McKennie is he didn't have that many strong links. Obviously, he's American from the Bundesliga. He's not. You need to link him to a Schalke player. Just so happened that there was Kabak in the Future Stars as well. And so he's at about 186, which is about right for his price. When McKennie came out, he got to an average of 242. Now, I can tell you conclusively, he got as high as 280. That's the average sell price, because that takes into account the fact that earlier in the day, he would have been about 186, 200k, basically 180 to 200k. And he was selling for that. That's the average price. He got up as high as 280k because he was strong linking into him. So now, if you've got spare coins and something comes out tonight that is really desirable, really, really good, the link investments to that will go up in value. They always do without fail. What you need to be doing though is be quick and be like, okay, cool, what's in the team? What's going on? Snap onto it and go, okay, cool, these are players that I think are desirable. I'm going to go and pick up some of the specials that link to them. You can do it with golds. 100% you can do it with golds, but special cards are far more effective. They're rarer, number one, so they tend to hold a better value. It's less, in my opinion, it's less risk because golds can get overinvested. Specials, I don't think, tend to get too overinvested. But it's definitely the way you can do it. They're the three methods I would suggest for you to do. For me, the way that I would do it is start probably at 3 tonight. It would be my first way I'd start doing it and going, okay, cool, this is desirable. Look at Twitter, see what the response is. I'm going to buy into maybe 2 or 3 and test the waters and see what that's like. Then I'd start learning the market inherently for a week, 2 weeks, get to know special cards, get to know exactly how their fluctuations work, because that's where you're going to make most of your coins on the fluctuations without a doubt. Because you can literally buy them on a Monday, leave them sat in your club for 4 or 5 days, sell them on the Friday, Saturday, similar to sort of Thursday flipping, I guess. It pretty much is Thursday flipping. And then sell them on for a much bigger profit into Weekend League. Now, again, it's because they've got to be desirable cards, but there's definitely a way that you can look at that and you'll know by doing your research for a week or two what you do. I don't bid on anything or buy anything that I don't know what I'm talking about. If it's something that I'm like, this isn't my field, I either ask someone for advice or I just don't invest in it because I don't really know that. And then after that, the method that Dan has sent and taught me, and it's so effective once you know the market. That's the one that I would then go, okay, cool, this is the next one I'm going to go for. Because for me, that method is probably the most effective way to make coins quickly once you know the market. There's no better way to trade special cards than that method, but you need to know the market to best make use of it. Otherwise, you'll be sitting there like a headless chicken for a long while. But that's going to be the end of the video, lads. Hopefully it was helpful for you and you understand how the fluctuations are working and how to trade with special cards. If you're new around here, subscribe down below as always. Make sure you click the link and come and follow me on Twitch. But for now, lads, I'm out. Peace out. Speak to you soon.